Hello viewers, Assalamu alaikum and welcome back to my channel Learning English with Hamid. We continue with our series on tenses, and today we do the past simple tense. We're going to go to the past. Are you ready? So let's start. So first we do the formation of this tense, the structure first. First we have the subject and then the verb and then the object, though object is optional. So in this tense, of course, we have the subject first, then the verb, but the past form of the verb or the second form of the verb, or you could also call it the ed form, and of course then we have the object. And remember, past form of or ed form of the verb is used for all the subjects. For example, I went there, we went there, you went there, he, she, it went there, for example.
I came here looking for help. I guess I made a mistake.
I remember. This is the way Mufasa looked before he died. I looked down, saw the fear in his eyes.
You're a monster too!
No, I'm completely ordinary.
That's right, she is. In the best way.
My sister's not a monster.
She nearly killed me!
You slipped on ice.
Her eyes...
It was an
1,500 people went into the sea when Titanic sank from under us. There were 20 boats floating nearby, and only one came back.
Or I called him, we called them, or she called me, for example. So all the subjects will take the same form, positive sentences. As far as negative sentences are concerned, so you know the general rule is use not after the auxiliary to make the sentences negative. So there are two tenses in English which don't have an auxiliary in the present in their positive sentences. The first is the present simple tense and the second is the past simple tense. So what we do for the present simple tense, we introduce the auxiliary, which is do, and then we use not after that. And in the past tense, past simple tense, we use the past form of the auxiliary do. So in the present simple, do not. In the past simple, did not. So earlier I said, for example, I called him, I didn't call him. We called them, they didn't call us, for example. So you must remember that after did not, we use the first form of the verb, the present form.
I'm sorry that I didn't build you a stronger ship, young Rose.
So if I say I went there, the negative will be I did not go there. Not. If you say I did not went there, no, that's wrong. I did not go there. I didn't see him, for example. I didn't watch that video. No, you should watch my video, yes. So negative sentences, we use not after the auxiliary, which is did. As far as interrogative sentences are concerned, so again, just bring the auxiliary to the beginning of the sentence. So for this tense, the auxiliary is one, which is did. So did is used with all subjects, I, we, you, he, she, it, they. So did I, did you.
Did you wash your hands?
Did we, did they. For example, it's did throughout. And if we have a WH word like when, where, how, so of course that is used before the did. For example, why did you do that?
Why did you bring me here?
I couldn't just let them kill you.
How did you do that, for example? Why did he leave early, for example?
So great to have the gates open. Why did they shut them in the first place? Do you know the reason?
So that's the structure part. I'm sure the structure is clear to you now. Next, we study the usage of this tense. Now we study the usage of this tense. So we are going to discuss 3 uses. First, the past simple tense is used to talk about a past action which is finished now. So the action happened in the past and it's over now.
I looked down, saw the fear in his eyes. And here's my little secret. I killed Mufasa.
For example, you say, I lived in that city. I called him and we watched a movie, for example. Or you say, yes, I watched your video. Yeah, if I ask you, for example, you say, yes, I watched that video, for example. Or you say, for example, I called them. I wrote an email to them, for example. So the first usage is, it's used for an action which is finished now. Or it could be a negative sentence as well. I didn't go there. Why did you do that, for example? If I ask you, for example, or if someone asks you about a finished action in the past. The second usage, related usage, is this tense is used for a past action, for a finished past action, but a time expression is used with it. An adverbial of time is used.
That's the last time I ever saw him. He married, of course, and inherited his millions. But the crash of '29 hit his interests hard, and he put a pistol in his mouth that year.
With it, for example, we use ago. So like, I saw him 3 days ago. They called us 5 days ago, for example. So ago expressions are used with this usage. Last, for example, I uploaded a video last night. I watched a movie last night, or last weekend, or last Sunday, last Monday, for example. So don't use these last or ago expression with the present perfect tense. We use these expressions only with the past simple tense. Another such expressions are when you talk about a particular month or a year, or maybe a century, for example. So you say, for example, I started my job in 2020, for example. So you see, started. Or even negative, I didn't start my job in 2020. Or let's say the Second World War broke out last century, or Second World War started in 1939, for example. So you could use this tense when you talk about a specific year or time expressions. The third usage is, we used this tense for a habit that you had in the past. Like you did something in the past as a habit. So
that day?
Yes, pay attention. But the thing is, she wore the gloves all the time. So I just thought maybe she has a thing.
For example, when you talk about your childhood, so you say, as a child I flew kites, for example, or I played cricket often, for example, or I went to my grandparents' home regularly, for example. So the third one is used. This tense is used to talk about an action which happened in the past. That's it for today. I hope you like this lesson, this video. If you liked it, please give it a like, subscribe to this channel if you haven't, and share it with your friends. And we'll continue with this tense, hopefully. So bye for now. See you.